You are Locked On Syracuse, your daily podcast on the Syracuse Orange. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Fran Brown is asked about what he is looking for in his quarterback room. Of course, Syracuse has a quarterback battle going on now that Kyle McCord is gone. Rickie Collins, Jakari Williams, Michael Johnson Jr., Luke Carney, Rich Bellin, so many potential quarterbacks. Take a listen to what Fran Brown had to say about what he's looking for in his quarterback room.
To throw the ball to the players on their side of the ball to help us get points and help us have one more point than the other team, right? Just to lead, to go take it and just go and do it, right? And have that confidence. And that confidence is earned through time, through reps. I want to see you throw an interception. I want to see what he does after throwing a pick or two and how he goes back in and how he responds to that, right? I want you to not worry about Kyle McCord or whatever. I don't care about none of that. Kyle going now. Kyle about to go get drafted extremely high and go dominate somewhere else. I want to see you come in here and do it your way and lead the way. So, that's what I'm looking for. Leadership, completions, getting rid of the ball fast, things like that is what I worry about.
So Kyle McCord last season, he set the record for the most passing yards in a single season in ACC history, 4,779 yards. So you are not going to replace that. That is quite literally the most prolific season in the history of the ACC. I do like the comment that Fran Brown said about throwing interceptions in practice, making mistakes, because one thing that I think we might underestimate about Kyle McCord is his mental toughness. Kyle McCord had a game last season where he threw 5 interceptions. That was the Pitt game. It was a blowout loss, and it was perhaps the worst game of Kyle McCord's life. But do you want to know what Kyle McCord did after that game? Well, after that performance, Kyle McCord played in 6 more games. And in those 6 games, he threw 15 touchdowns. That's pretty good. But how many picks? 1. A touchdown interception ratio of 15-1 after that terrible Pitt game. That's called mental toughness. That's called short-term memory, not letting one really bad game define you and bouncing back the rest of the season. Of course, having an amazing bowl game, knocking off Miami. So that's important for whoever is going to be the starting quarterback this year. You might make mistakes. It's going to happen in practice. It could happen in a game. You're going up against some pretty good teams out there. Guess what? They're getting paid too in NIL money, just like you. Have that short-term memory and bounce back. Fran Brown now is asked about New Jersey State Troopers speaking with his team. It goes beyond football. Let's see what Fran Brown has to say.
Well, we got a program called Syracuse 60, which we guarantee after you graduate to get a job 60 days or less, like soon as you graduate. You got 60 days for me to help you get a job. It's important that I get you a job making meaningful money inside of your major, right? And we got some criminal justice majors. I was a criminal justice major. They're always looking for good players. I told them, my team is second to none when it comes to class act guys, right? We sit in the first 2 rows. Our grades are up. Dudes understand and know. So I want to make sure they all know that you got an opportunity of going to be successful also here. These guys make 6 figures, so, hey, come talk to my team. If you're looking for some people to come and join and know what they're doing, I got a bunch of fine young men here that can come step right in and take y'all places y'all leave out.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. It is really encouraging. I love how Fran Brown is prioritizing the importance of education and life beyond just football. It's not to squash anyone's dream. It's just to understand the reality. The reality is the odds of making the NFL are extremely low. You can even be a great college football player. You can be all conference and not even be invited to the NFL Combine. Jackson Meeks, second team All ACC, not invited to the NFL Combine. I mean, are you kidding me? But that's my point. It's really difficult to make the NFL. But let's say you are fortunate enough to make the NFL. Well, the average career is only about 3.5 years. And yeah, you'll make good money, but chances are you're going to be done playing football by the age of 30, and you have a long life to live after that. So I am really glad that Fran Brown has a program designed to get these athletes jobs after school right away so that they can, as he said, make meaningful money after football. Next up, Fran Brown is asked about recruiting LSU quarterback Rickie Collins in the transfer portal this offseason.
He's a good kid. I got to meet with him for 2 days straight. Like, literally, the entire, all the time. I met with him, got to talk to him after that on the phone. I met with his mom, his family. I talked to some people in Baton Rouge outside that I know how he grew up, where he's from. Like, I know I get deep into the core of who they are. And I knew he would fit here. I think this would be the perfect fit for him to come and show who he is, what he's been about. Elite 11 quarterback, such as Kyle. I think now he's a lot younger when we got him than Kyle was, right? Kyle was older, going into his 4th year. This kid is, he got 3 years left to play football. Yeah, I think he's a really good, he got a strong arm. He can run. He's very mobile also. So I'm happy to have him.
It's important to build relationships. It's even more important to build a positive relationship with your quarterback. I also think that is Fran Brown's way of saying, we're going to give Rickie Collins a shot. We're going to give him a chance to play in college football. Collins, before Syracuse, he has 7 career passing attempts in 2 years at LSU. He was a top-notch quarterback prospect in the class of 2023, but at LSU, there was no path to playing time. There just wasn't. In 2023, there was a quarterback there by the name of, I'm trying to remember his name, Jaden Daniels. Have you heard of him? Have you heard of him, Jaden Daniels? Was he the quarterback of the Washington Commanders in the NFC title game? Yeah, he was actually winning the Heisman Trophy with LSU in 2023. So Rickie Collins, obviously, you're not going to see the field there. And then in 2024, there's a guy by the name of Garrett Nussmeier, who, I don't know, Garrett Nussmeier just decided to stay for 2025, and he might be a first-round pick after the next college football season. So Rickie Collins comes to Syracuse, and he's going to get a chance to play. Next question, Fran Brown is asked about the process in naming his quarterback one.
We have a quarterback, so I ain't with all that weight, and then I ain't got time to play mind games with my team for this half to like him and that half to like, no, we're going to pick a quarterback, we're going to run with it, and y'all compete for 2 and 3. He going to be the guy until he say, nah, bro, we'll be fine, though. Like, we're going to be straight. I'm very happy for Kyle, are you? Me too, man. I'm excited about Kyle. I mean, our guys, we're going to be fine. I'll handle that when the time comes. But let's talk about that pro day, how he was dominating out here throwing the ball. Kyle McCord should be picked in the first round. When he's talking and going through all this stuff, I keep seeing him say all these other names, and I will never bring another guy's name up, but I mean, the kid is like legit. You know, around here, we call him like baby Jesus.
2 takeaways there. All right. Number 1, no nonsense on naming his quarterback one. The Syracuse spring game, independent of Colorado and what happens with that, is on April 12th. We'll probably have our answer as far as who the quarterback one is for Syracuse. Then my guess is Rickie Collins, the transfer from LSU, who we just talked about in the last question. Second part, Kyle McCord, first round. I think Fran Brown in that answer was meaning to say that he's never going to bring someone else down to hype up his own player. For example, he's not going to sit there and say, hey, Jackson Dart, he stinks. You need to go and take Kyle McCord. No, he's just going to say Kyle McCord should be a first-round pick. You don't have to say that Jackson Dart isn't very good. We'll see if Kyle McCord is a first-round pick. Honestly, I don't think he's going to be a first-round pick. I think he's going to be in round 2 or round 3. I hope he goes as high as possible, except if it's the New York Jets. And I'm saying this as a New York Jet fan. I understand that. I believe Kyle McCord grew up a New York Jets fan. Anyone but the Jets. Don't go to the Jets. They're cursed. They're never going to win anything. Maybe Kyle McCord can change it if he actually does get drafted by the Jets.